here in the Big 8 Wrestling Championships, and it will be Alan Freed of Oklahoma State University, the sophomore, who will take on William Gay of Oklahoma. Freed made it to the finals with a major decision over John Hipperton of Nebraska, while Gay came away with a decision over Mike Marino of Iowa State University. And Gay is an interesting story. He's kind of bouncing back from illness. He had non-contagious hepatitis earlier in the season, but has not shown the effects here in the Big 8 Championships. Freed, a sophomore, won a Big 8 title as a freshman at this same weight class, 134, and is back to make it 2 in a row.
And with that upset, that keeps the teams, Oklahoma State and Iowa State, 84-74. Nebraska still in third with 49. It moves Oklahoma up to 41 and Missouri at 27. Exactly the order they were picked to finish at this point, but it still gives Iowa State a little breath of life with that upset of T.J. Jaworski.
Freed is kind of one of those rarities among Oklahoma State wrestlers. He doesn't come from the state of Oklahoma. He's from University Heights, Ohio.
From the great St. Edwards program, and he's one of the finest recruits. 3 years ago, he's a redshirt sophomore, 3 years ago in the nation. NCAA runner-up last year as a freshman to the terrific Tom Brands of Iowa. Brands and Freed have split in matches this year and are again ranked 1-2 with Brands 1 and Freed 2. And William Gay just dropped down to 134 for this tournament. He's been at 142 most of the year for Oklahoma.
That illness is really the reason for his dropping down in weight.
And one of the things that you have to look for in this match, Freed is a master technician. He's very intense and goes hard for 7 minutes. What William Gay has got to do is maintain that intensity level. Early in the year, he was at 134, I believe, at the Las Vegas tournament. Second day of the tournament, he really had trouble making weight and keeping his strength up and really faded. When he goes to the national tournament this year, he's got to be able to maintain his weight Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, keep the weight down, and yet still be competitive in 2 or 3 matches per day. It's not a factor in this tournament because you make weight on Friday evening and then you don't wrestle until Saturday evening. And you can weigh anything you want right now.
And a warning given to Gay for a butt. So the first warning handed out. And Freed inside gets the single leg takedown. Doesn't have points out of it yet though. And now does. And Gay's going to get an escape. So 2-1 our score, a minute 15 remaining in the first period of action.
Freed is very relentless. He's always doing something. Sometimes he'll just wade in and do something and maybe even get taken down, but he just always wants the action to continue. And he is going to be a real test for William Gay. Obviously Freed, a big favorite, being NCAA runner-up and all that. Now, nice snap down by Gay as Freed stumbled just a bit. And I think accidentally put himself somewhat in that position, and Gay alertly took advantage of it.
But Freed, does he get the escape? Yes. They give him the escape, and it's now even at 3-3, 56 seconds remaining in the first period. In the background, you can see Kenny Monday, Oklahoma State's other co-coach. Between Monday and John Smith, they have 7 world titles among them. That's not a bad coaching staff there.
Very solid people, obviously, within the sport as far as competing, and have developed as fine young coaches. And obviously, they serve as great role models for the young athletes that they work with.
Boy, and those guys are still competitive wrestlers, of course, with a chance to both expecting to go to Barcelona in the Summer Olympics, and they're in there on the mats every day working with these wrestlers. So these wrestlers at Oklahoma State get a chance to wrestle against the world's best, not just some of the top wrestlers in the country.
There are probably I'd say a half a dozen people in the room this evening who have anywhere from a fair shot to an outstanding shot to be in Barcelona this summer. Mundy and Smith, of course, being 2. Kevin Jackson, ranked number 1 at 180 right now, Iowa State assistant coach. Randy Couture, number 1 in the nation for the USA at 190 in Greco-Roman. Kendall Cross of Oklahoma State, a chance at 125.5. Corey Bays, and you see Freed with the double leg. Nice move.
And nothing taken there, and the period ends.
He did not have full control and did not have him to the mat. ahead of the buzzer. See, Freed goes in on the double leg and elevates it, but just before he hits, before he allows the reaction time, the period buzzer sounded and no points. But here he does score, gets Gay's left leg, a classic single leg. Gay tries to defend, cannot, puts one hand back, but Freed continues to drive forward and gets the takedown.
And back to action now here in the second period, tied at 3-3. Freed starting on the bottom in this period. And they'll move back to the center. And there's a look at Kenny Monday.
Kenny Monday, a national champion here for the Cowboys 7 years ago.
Won a gold medal in Seoul in the '88 Olympics. And an escape and a point awarded to Freed. So now he leads 4-3.
I expect you'll see Alan Freed pick up the pace now and continue to push. He knows that that is his strength anyway, is just that constant pounding and pushing and continue to shoot. He's got Gay somewhat on the defensive. If you think back, Gay really, outside of that one takedown move, hasn't initiated many takedown moves. He's constantly been trying to fight off the 2-on-1 tie that you see Freed employing now, and he's really had not much opportunity to set up anything. And Kenny Monday out at the edge of the mat holding up a closed fist, wanting a stalling warning on William Gay.
Now, neither wrestler doing a whole lot at the moment. And now we have a stalemate called by Del Hughes, the referee.
Back right in the center of the mat. Freed continues to push and pummel. Gay staying right in there with him, but again, really, he's not really backing up or running, but really not instituting anything. He needs to get his offense started, or I would think he might be in danger of being hit with a stalling warning at some point here.
Well, as we watched things earlier today in the afternoon competition, we didn't see very many warnings given for stalling. And Del Hughes received the ire of a few of the coaches on a couple of occasions in some of those matches for not giving any warnings for stalling. So it would be unlikely to see it again here tonight.
He is fairly conservative, to say the least, on calling it. Nothing there as they go off the edge. Still 4-3, Freed.
22 seconds remaining in the second period.
Gay content just to tie up and hang and really not. And again, Freed working on him, trying to get the leg. Now Gay counters and almost had Freed in a little trouble. The quick spin by Freed gets him out.
And inside 10 seconds now. So a lot of action there, but no points awarded.
And you can almost see it that William Gay is saying, I'm going to keep this match close. I'm not going to do anything very exciting, but I'm going to wait for Alan Freed to make a mistake.
Well, and as you pointed out, Freed likes to keep the pressure on. Gay's stamina is a bit in question, and the key would be if Gay can keep things close going into that final period, maybe he can put it on strong in the final period and get something going there point-wise.
Sometimes you get where you're close against a highly favored competitor and it gets into the last period, maybe you're gassed a bit, but the adrenaline gets going, you realize you have a chance to pull a big upset, and the adrenaline can carry you through for just that last 45 seconds to a minute.
And Freed
going to employ a freestyle start, which he notifies the official. There was a caution there as one of the men moved before the whistle. Puts the hands on the backs, releases Gay.
And by giving the freestyle start, that allowed Gay to tie the match at 4-4. So an interesting move on Freed's part.
Freed wants to be on his feet, not on the mat. And that was the purpose for that. He wants to make Gay try to beat him on his feet, where Freed excels.
4-4 on our feet. No running time.
There is no writing time of note in this match, so if it would remain tied at the end of the period, we would go into overtime. But right now, Freed has a leg and is trying to work it on Gay.
Got the single leg. He's got to get it elevated. Now he's got the under the heel. Gay wants to kick out.
And Gay using his height to his advantage right now. And Freed really trying to just kick at him with that leg whip, but it's not working. And
Freed's having a hard time getting it elevated enough with that height. Now he gets him down, and there's the two, right at the edge.
And Kenny Monday was right there next to Del Hughes giving the 2 sign as well. Stan Abel came all the way around the mat.
Stan Abel was trying to say they both had a foot out of bounds when the control occurred. Bobby Walton, the mat judge, talking to Del Hughes about it, about where the supporting points of the offensive wrestler were. You see Freed is trying to elevate that leg of Gay's enough or get the stiff knee and push him back.
Now watch.
Freed is still in bounds
both
at this
his feet
point.
in.
Freed is still in bounds. Now Freed is outside, but he was inside, and Gay's knees were on the inside, I believe, when the control was awarded by Del Hughes.
If you look at Gay's knees, I think both of his knees are inside on the mat.
Right there. The control is where Del Hughes said control occurred.
Well, Stan Abel right in front of us right now, and he and Del Hughes having words. Kenny Monday staying to the side, but making sure that he's a part of this decision.
And Stan Abel obviously does not agree with that call. What Del Hughes is saying, when Freed landed on top of Gay, his body on top of Gay, Gay's supporting points were inbounds and control occurred. Then when Freed continued to spin, his points landed out, and that's what Stan Abel saw, was saying, hey, his supporting points are out.
So 6-4 our score with Freed on top, make it 6-5 now as Gay gets the 1 point for the escape.
Now
inside a minute now.
Let's see how the strategy changes for William Gay now that he's down a point in the last minute. He can't be too passive. He's got to come after Alan Freed. Little duck under by Gay, but Freed counters and gets the single leg, and that should be 2.
Is it 2? They haven't given it to him yet. And Hughes says they're out. And if you watched Freed's feet, he was keeping the toes inside the black of the mat. He wanted control. You'll watch him.
No question, the toes stay in. Watch this, but Del Hughes says that's not control. How it appeared to be, but he said no.
Inside 30 seconds now.
Now Gay's pummeling a little harder. He knows he's got to turn it on.
A 1-point lead for Freed.
Gay staying right in this match, 6-5, a chance for the upset. But he's got to take down Alan Freed, and Freed keeps his feet moving.
Now 15 seconds remaining in the match.
Gay tried a little head snap, no luck there. Freed hangs on, pushes into him.
Now down to 7 seconds. 5, 4, and Freed's going to get the takedown.
Freed countered that, head snapped Gay, and got the counter takedown with 1 second left to make it 8-5. Good match by William Gay, however.
And Alan Freed wins his 2nd consecutive Big 8 title. 8. And as we take a look at his winning move at the finish, we'll be back with more on Prime Network. And welcome back. We're just about set for the 142-pound final where Chris Owens from Oklahoma State University